Hello guys and welcome back. This is a little video to get you started with the new assignment, lesson 15 velocity. Previous lessons you learned how to use the counter pattern to make the sprites move by increasing the number of pixels it moves every time it draws the sprite. In this lesson we're going to learn how to make it easier by using velocityX and a few other blocks. So I wanted to, post this video to get you started with the assignment. So take a look. We have this situation here where we have the sprite. The sprite is not moving with anything, and we're going to make it move to the right. Instead of using the counter pattern, we're going to use the sprite.velocityX block, and instead of putting inside the function draw, all we need to do is put it just below where the sprite is created. So we drag it from here. We change sprite for the name of our sprite, which is fish, and we put here a number of pixels, let's say 2, and that's it. When you click run, it moves to the right. Now what happens is it keeps on moving, it doesn't stop, and it disappears, so we're going to have to change that. So we click finish, and we continue to the next page. Now on page 4, we're going to have this similar situation, and we have a feather now, and they want us to make the feather go down. So instead of using the counter pattern here inside the function draw, we're going to just use velocity. Now we want the feather to move down, so we cannot use velocity X, we need to use velocity Y. So we put it here, and we call it feather. And since we want to increase the Y, we make it fall at the rate of, let's say, 3 pixels every time it goes. So here we go. The feather goes down. So it's that simple. Finish, and we continue to the next one. Now there is not just sprite X and velocity X and then velocity Y. We also have rotation. So let's say we have this sun sprite here, and they want us to make it rotate by 3 degrees each time. So we're going to use now rotation speed. That's another tool available here. So very simple. Since we're starting as soon as we start the animation, we put it right after the sprite is created, and we call it sun. And we said they want us to make it rotate by 3 degrees, so we're going to put 3 degrees here and make it play. And there it is, rotation speed 3 degrees. Click finish, go to the next page, and here we have a different situation. We have this color wheel that we want to make it spin, but not as soon as the animation starts. We want to make it rotate when we press the space bar. So obviously we need to use an if statement. If key went down space, then we're going to make it rotate. So we're not going to put the rotation speed here after it's created. We're going to put it inside the if statement, and that's going to be wheel. And the rotation speed could be anything we like. So let's make it 4. And now reset to see it works. Nothing happens when it starts. When we press the space bar, it starts rotating. And that's following our instruction here. If the key down space, then the wheel rotation will be 4. Okay, so finish and move on to the next page. So now you have an idea how to use velocity X, velocity Y, and rotation speed depending on what you want. If you want it to start moving right after you start the animation, then you put it right after you create the sprite. If you want to move it conditioned to a key, for example, then you have to use an if statement. It all depends on what you want. And keep in mind that the whole idea of this is to make things a lot easier. You can see here how the difference in the coding make it more compact, easier, and you use less instructions instead of using all these counter patterns. You make it a lot easier this way. So I hope this works, and keep on working on your animations and finish the lesson 15 all the way to page 13, where you create a little animation using all these tools that you learned today. All right, so happy coding.